I started this with the intent of delivering some quick guidance in a fun and entertaining way, and I'm excited to see new faces here. Your subscriptions and likes are very encouraging. Thank you. There are some TA tools you can use, and you should review some of them. But here are some quick tips to bypass a 4-year course. You could spend countless hours learning patterns and waves, only to find that analysts often disagree. Agent has his patterns, and Financial Freedom seems to hate him for his freehand style. Philico his trends. You may also use tools available on sites like TradingViews, Moving Average, and RSI, but alas, it seems even experts spend a significant amount of time on these practices. These tools are extremely powerful, and I certainly encourage their use. But there's a faster way to place successful trades. This is for instructional entertainment only. Your decisions are your own. Pick a victim, and don't hesitate if it's not the one your TA mentioned. Just check the volume. At least for the immediate future, we can assume that foundation is not that important. Even the scams, and there will be some, are not going to cut and run just yet. Not with the irrational and astronomical growth in the few days leading up to this drop. No, greed will keep them in a while, and using these methods, you can cash out first. I keep stressing the sudden growth, and I think the TAs are starting to notice that the rules have changed. Supply and market cap used to be vital to expected price. Almost every single chart matches now. It's uncanny. The fractals are almost identical. We are witnessing a historic event. Don't underestimate brand power. Design almost always wins over function. Disperse your in amongst as many as you can, including their picks. A large spread should keep you from fixating on your faves and rash decisions. Zoom through the chart from its genesis and down to the minute. Note how the pattern repeats at every peak. See how the growth of the next peak is proportionate to the first. These are called fractals. You can call the zone before the peak your floor. Set small sales slightly above, say a tenth, to avoid depleting your stock. Occasionally what you thought was a ceiling is just a temporary pause, so it's best to confirm by checking the sales column. This is easier in a high volume environment. Just look for big orders. It may also be wise to use stop limit feature. If you miss, let it complete a full cycle and catch it on the 618. Keep a bank on your exchange. You'll want to be able to set buys after a sale. Set and move on, rather than staring at the screen for 3 days like I do. Sales are executed in order, so set your range just above or below your targets. It may take a while for your order to fill, so check back to ensure supports haven't formed, as others have noticed these levels. Note the currency pair and use a calculator to compare with USD. Many exchanges will have this feature built in. Some forward-thinking vloggers say to ignore USD, but as of today, this is how we measure wealth. Always note the fees to ensure that sale makes sense. BTC price is vital and volatile. If you sell 10k of alts when Bitcoin is at 10k, you'll essentially have purchased 1 BTC. If Bitcoin then drops to 5, you should just purchase 2 BTC now instead of having held. Many here don't like or trust them, but Maker and USDT seem to be the only tools we have to lock in value. Short of keeping USD on GDAX and others that offer this. I choose not to dwell too much on the projects and instead look at volume and brand for my picks. After, I'll see what Hagen and them are saying. I'm more impulsive, but you may choose to review all that stuff. It seems more rewarding to find something and then have it reinforced. Just ensure that your go-to is not one of the talking heads out here shilling. View count is not necessarily equal to accuracy. This is probably the iPhone people. Which brings me to the question.
Which one of y'all
Speak out so I can send you one of those crypto dead rats. JK, gosh, stop being so emo. I welcome all level-headed and intelligent feedback, and dislike doesn't tell me anything. Was it the iPhone thing? You won't change my stance. iTunes ate my playlist in college, and I've despised proprietary software since. Not saying I don't appreciate the tech, just that I was put off, and I will likely never be one of you. If you choose to trade, beware of the new tax structure. Taxed once when we trade, twice when we cash out, and thrice when we buy something. U.S. residents will make purchases, since we live here. Duh. These arrogant attempts to quell what they think is a passing fad are reminiscent of the French Revolution.
Coming through here with front-end
I like
loaders
cake.
and bulldozers.
We have to accept that crypto is a fly buzzing around a giant's head. And at some point, perhaps they haven't quashed it yet because they like the thought of their foot on our neck. They will likely win, but whoever wins will control the greatest innovation since the wheel. Profit is just icing. We should value the tech above all. But don't be scared, that's just what they want. And without risk, there can be no reward. I've just dropped some more on my faves, and I'm holding half for the 26th. There are unnatural forces at play from the futures market. Ignore the hype. Trust the chart. Hagen Lee and Bitcoin Fund Manager have been warning of this for weeks. There was no timestamp, simply that the intent of the futures market was to shake the tree so they could get all of your stock at a low rate, essentially taking a majority share in BTC that they could not easily take before because it had been dispersed to the four corners of the earth. They would not be able to simply buy it all, and opted instead to break BTC. I suppose they felt left out and wanted to play too.